Welcome back to Bazaar Morning Call. Well, let's get to our top 10 segment of the day, and we have a lot of stocks to cover. Our research team is standing by with the CNBC-TV18 list of stocks for the day that you need to be tracking. Let's start with Mangalam. Mangalam, you're watching Zee Entertainment. A lot of news over the weekend.
A lot of news over the weekend, and the most important one being that Zee has gone ahead and requested Sony to extend the date required to make the merger effective. Remember, the earlier date before which the merger had to be effected was December 21, 2023, and given the sort of uncertainty around this, Zee has gone ahead and made this request. The key issue to resolve before the merger is leadership, who takes charge of the combined entity. And apart from that, remember last week, we did have a resignation coming in from a non-executive director of the company as well, Adesh Kumar Gupta. And over the weekend, the company appointed 3 directors, Venkata Ramanamurthy and Uttam Prakash Agarwal, along with Shishir Babubhai Desai. And all of these have expertise in HR, legal, as well as financial sectors. So those are a couple of things we'll have to watch out for. Well, that the extension would happen was a foregone conclusion. Now the question is what Sony's response to this would be. And until the uncertainty is there, expect the stock to be under a bit of pressure.
Okay, all right, Mangalam, thanks a lot for that on Zee. But, you're also filling in for Infosys. Tell us more about that.
Well, for Infosys, the news is that the company has gone ahead and given a pay hike to all their employees. They've kicked off their pay hike, which was delayed. So remember, the salary hike for Infosys is usually effective from April 1. This time around, it has been effective from November 1. And on Friday itself, a large number of employees received their salary revision letters. And the average increase across the board is below 10%. The fact that the company has gone ahead and increased salary should keep employees happy. However, it's below 10%, and that should keep the margins happy as well. Over the last 2 trading sessions, we've seen all the IT stocks jump, and Infosys has rallied about 8.5%. So expect the momentum on the counter to continue.
All right, thanks very much, Mangalam, for that. I'll come back to you for more. But Tata Power, utilities have been all in focus and in a good way. Vivek has got Tata Power in his sights. Vivek, hi, morning.
Well, good morning. Absolutely right. So Tata Power, the subsidiary of the company that's received a contract from NTPC. It's a 418 crore contract, and the company is going to go ahead and supply over 150 megawatt power of DCR solar, photovoltaic modules. This is for an NTPC project that is coming up in Rajasthan. This is a solar power block. It's quite positive for Tata Power, given the fact that the solar EPC business continues to get traction both from in-house Tata projects as well as government projects. So total solar EPC portfolio is now greater than 12.5 gigawatt peak of the total capacity that they have.
Okay, all right, Vivek. So that's the news on Tata Power NTPC. But Mangalam, busy morning for you. You're watching United Spirits.
That's correct. Over the weekend, there was news on United Spirits as well, where the company has received a claim worth nearly 365 crores coming in from an existing national institutional customer. Now, on its part, 365 crores would be a quarterly profit of the company, but the company has said that it's in relation to the previously concluded settlement with the customer, and all recovery claims made by the customer have been fully settled. So that leaves room for the company, going ahead and contesting this claim itself, and as a result of which they've said that they cannot decide the financial implications caused due to this claim. My sense is it won't be a very big issue for them because they do have the resources to make do this claim as well, but the fact that they are contesting it means that the overall likelihood of them paying would be lesser than this 365 crores itself. The stock should open in the red, but maybe the street takes this in its stride and we see it recover from the lows.
Well, that's right. On festive season, Mangalam, that stock always needs to be watched towards the end of December as well. But Ekta, give us our dose of pharma for today.
Whatever season it is, there's always pharmaceuticals alive, right?
The meds keep going.
So for Granules, I'm watching that one, and I'll start with that, and then I'll move over to Zydus. So Granules, US FDA has inspected their Virginia facility. They've issued 5 observations. The plant was inspected from the 11th to 15th of December, so maybe we could see a little bit of a downside on them. But it's important to note that most companies have been resolving their USFT issues. So let's see the reaction that the street will, give to Granules. Zydus is the other one that I'm watching. They've received a USFT approval to initiate phase 2 clinical trial for one of their drugs under development for Parkinson's disease. So phase 2 will evaluate safety as well as the tolerability of the drug. Basically, whether or not the efficacy stands in terms of safety for this particular drug. Remember, it's from the US FDA, and hence it becomes more positive because it's a strong regulator which has given them phase 2 approval. They've also received US FDA nod for a drug which treats seizures. This is from their Moriah facility, $249 million in terms of sales. So maybe, we could see some amount of upside for Zydus Life.
Okay, all right. Thanks a lot for that, Ekta. Well, let's wind this down then. Go across to Vivek. He's here to tell us about some more stocks in the news. Vivek.
Well, absolutely. First on our list, solar industry, some negative news flow coming in there. Unfortunate incident at one of the facilities in Nagpur. There has been an explosion and 9 people have lost their lives. The company says that the financial loss is limited to this particular building itself. The other stock on our radar is Mazagon Dock. The company has received a prestigious order. This is over $42 million worth. And this is for the supply of 3 multi-purpose hybrid power vessels. The delivery of the first vessel will be made within the next 27 months. So some order inflow here continues as far as Mazagon Dock is continues. The last stock on our radar is Kfin. Remember, you saw a very large block deal in trade on Friday. General Atlantic Singapore has sold 9.99% out of the total 48.2% stake in the company. The top buyers include ICICI Prudential Life Insurance Company, ICICI Prudential Mutual Fund, as well as Societe Generale, all of them picking up over 1% stake in Friday's block deal.
All right. Thanks very much, Vivek, for that. So those are a bunch of more stocks to watch out for. But sugar companies should also be in favor. They've been kind of on the wrong end of the receiving end of things for a while now, but some relief at the margin maybe. Manisha is here with details. Manisha, morning.
Morning, Prashant. Thank you. Well, yes, some sweet here, and all the meetings that the sugar industry has been having with the OMCs and the ministries finally seems to have worked out. So the government over the weekend did reverse decision to ban use of juice for ethanol making. But what they also have done is that they have put a cap on the diversion of sugar and B-heavy for ethanol at 17 lakh tons. So officials suggest that 6 lakh tons is something that already has been diverted in sense of sugar for ethanol. Do remember that 20 out of the 157 mills which do make ethanol make it from juice. So these 20 is who were getting affected, and these are one of those many of those bigger mills as well. And there have been many representations that we've seen being made since 7th of December that is in government and syrup for making ethanol. So the change in stance after representation from the sugar industry has been a big positive. What the industry is now waiting for is the ethanol pricing. I mean, that has been delayed as well. Remember, tenders have already been floated. So that is something that is expected in this week itself that we will see. And that would be another positive, by the way, that we see a higher revision of ethanol pricing coming in for these mills.
Okay, all right, Manisha, thanks very much for that. So maybe we could see a couple of these sugar stocks in the green on the back of that relief. Well, here's a quick recap of all of our top stocks that we're tracking. Stocks with positive news flow are Infosys, Tata Power, Zydus Life, Mazagon Docks, as well as sugar stocks, while stocks with negative news flow are Z Entertainment, United Spirits, Granules India, Solar Industries, and Kfin. Time for a short break, but up next we'll be talking to a market expert, Prakash Diwan, to discuss the fundamental stocks in focus. Stay tuned. And later we will be joined by Siddharth Mittal, MD and CEO at Biocon, to discuss their business outlook.